Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is AJ and thank you all so super much for watching my videos and for subscribing to my channel. So let's glam up this my dark skin beautiful model together. So first thing first, as you can see her brows are pretty disorganized. So I first of all started by carving her brows. So I used my scissors to trim down those disorganized hanging hair. Then I used my blade to just carve the brows. After that, I started again by cleaning her face using my Avour Micellar cleansing water and my wipe to make sure I remove every dirt. So to hydrate her skin, I'm going in with my Snails moisturizer. Yeah. So I just apply generous quantity all over her face, especially the under eye, right? Especially the under eye. You know, the under eye is a very sensitive area, so we have to make sure we moisturize it so well. So after moisturizing her face, I'm going in with my mattifying primer from V Beauty to just control the oil production and keep her face matte. Then moving on, I'm locking in and finalizing the face prep with my So Pro setting spray. So for foundation, I'm using my Avour foundation and V Beauty foundation to get her skin required skin shade. So most often, the fact that I mix two foundation doesn't necessarily mean that I cannot get like the exact shade for one particular foundation. So the thing is, most often I mix two shades of foundation because I don't like using just one brand. Like if I use just like the tube V Beauty dries up pretty fast. So whenever I want to use it, I try to mix it up like with a lightweight foundation which doesn't like dries up right, such that it's very easy for me to blend. So after applying my foundation, I went ahead to apply my blush, which I apply on the cheek. I use my red shade for my blush palette. So moving on to contour, I'm using my darker shade of foundation, which is 2 shades darker than her skin. So I just apply underneath the cheekbone as always. You know where your cheekbone lies, right? Yeah, can you see underneath the cheekbone where your ear begins, around the temple. That I use the same side of a beauty sponge to blend in everything, and while blending I make sure I'm taking up the line separating the blush and the contour. So moving on to conceal the highlighted area, I'm going in with my Avour concealer. I love this concealer because it's creamy and it gives full coverage. So I just applied around the T-zone, that is the under eye, the bridge of the nose, the forehead and the chin. So when it comes to highlighter, right, you can use a shade which is 2 shades lighter than her skin tone or than your skin tone, or 1 shade lighter. We call it highlighter because those are the areas that we want them to be brighter. Those are the areas we want to be brighter. That is the under eye, the bridge of the nose, the forehead and the chin. So as you can see, the first concealer actually look too bright, it's kind of looking dark. So I'm going in with this other shade to make the under eye and the bridge a little bit brighter. So after applying it, I'm going to go in now with my beauty sponge to blend in. So before blending that around the inner corner of the eye, I first of all contour the nose. After contour, I use my beauty sponge to blend before going in to blend the concealer because I don't want to leave the nose looking too dark. So while blending those concealer around the inner corner of the eye, I just blend and go a little bit around the nose such that it's going to reduce like the darkness. Should I say darkness? Yeah. Can you see how I'm blending here? I just blend and move towards the nose, the bridge a little bit such that it's going to reduce the dark. So to set the makeup, I'm using my Kiss Beauty setting spray to melt down the powder effect and mix the makeup. Then I go in with my fan. So remember, when it comes to face prep, after every product, when you do your face prep, when you clean your face, you dry. When you apply your moisturizer, you dry, so that the product will get into your skin. You get it? You apply your primer, you dry. So after every product application, you have to dry it up. So to set the highlighted area, I'm using my Merak setting powder in the shade ginger. the shade Cinnamon to just set the highlighted area. So I'm using one layer of the setting powder. What does that mean? I use my same beauty sponge which I use in blending my highlighter. So I use the same beauty sponge. If you're using your powder puff, right, you just pick up a setting powder with your beauty sponge or your powder puff, dust off the excess at the back of your hand, dust off the excess, then just set the highlighted area. So I wanted the under eye to be a bit brighter, so I'm going in with my powder for my V Beauty powder palette. I need to try another powder palette. I think I should try Betcham or Avour. I've been using V Beauty for long, so I think I should try. If you don't try two things, how are you going to know the best? So after setting the face, I went in again with setting all the rest of the blank spaces, which are the area which has not been highlighted. So after setting the blank space with my powder from my powder palette, and I'll go in with my powder contour. So can you see I'm still going in again to go, but the nose is looking kind of black. I don't know why. Maybe the shade I took was not the right shade. No, was kind of 2 shades darker. Yeah, it's just now that I'm seeing. I would have gone with the 1 shade darker. So after melting down the powder effect, I'm going to bake, which I'm using the same setting powder, my Merak setting powder, again in the shade Cinnamon. So I just bake the highlighted area, do reverse contour, right, before moving on to my brows. So for brows, I'll have to do my eyeshadow before my brows. So first I will start by laying down my hair, the brows hair, using my gel wax. Then I just leave it there for it to get tacky and dry. Then I move in with my eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I started by placing my Adventure concealer as always. I don't know, I just love this concealer on the eyelid. So after placing it, I'm going in with this shade from my Blossom Makeup eyeshadow palette. I don't like this eyeshadow palette, but I cannot get rid of it. I have to use it. So I just start blending from the outer corner towards the inner corner. After that, I go with this purple shade. Now I'm not going in front again. I'm just like tapping and blending a little bit downward, not mixing everything together with the first shade. Then after that, I'm going with this brown shade, which I began by applying it around the outer corner of the eye. Can you see? So moving on to the main color, I'm going to be cutting my crease using my Snow White eyeshadow base on Blossom Makeup. Can you see? Okay guys, so this is where the trouble of this makeup began. My client brought a picture from one of my makeup that I should recreate that particular makeup, like the lips, and then brought another eyeshadow. Like, I didn't know what to. I did not want to. Most often, right, a client can bring something, like they can do this particular look, eyeshadow look, or lip combo on somebody, but if you try it on you, it's not actually going to like fit you, right? So that's what happened. My client brought one eyeshadow that I did on somebody, and one lip and eyeshadow that I did on 2 different people that I should recreate for her. Most often this client, if you tell them that, oh, maybe this thing will not be good on you, or let me do something that will complement your skin, they might feel, because they are not able to recreate it, maybe you went and downloaded a picture from somewhere. So she brought this particular lip and eyeshadow look I should do, which I did on one of my clients, like a pink lip something. Deep down in me, I just knew that it will not be good on her, but I could not disappoint her by telling her that, oh, this thing will not, because I didn't mean I did. Maybe she would have felt like it's because I couldn't recreate it. That's why I'm saying it will not be good on her. So I just had to do it. So just keep on watching and see the result. So for the eyeshadow, I think the eyeshadow is okay, but for the lip, that was where my main problem lies. So after creating the eyeshadow, I just go in with this white liner to just like give it I don't know. Yeah, so to line the eye, yeah, I'm using my dark brows pomade from KR Makeup, right? Meanwhile, I've been meaning to try like doing my eyeshadow before my brows. Like you already know, always do my brows before my eyeshadow. But on this video, I decided to do my eyeshadow before the brows to see how it look like, which one is better. I think as a makeup artist, you should not just stick to one pattern. You should try to like change pattern, change the way you do things, like do more research. Yeah, watch other people's video, watch reels on Instagram and other stuff, right? So for my brows, I started out I already did laying down with my brows gel. I started by outlining the brows again using my brown brows pomade, which I mix with a little bit of dark or black to mix a dark brown shade. So I started by lining from like the middle, not right from the beginning, because I want the beginning to look natural. I'm not going to go right in front, right? Producing my outline. So after I was done with that section, I produced my outline for the other section of the brows. Guys, can you see? I just love the way the brows are coming up. Yeah. So when I was done with that, I used the excess brows gel on my angle brush to just like produce tiny hair like stroke around the outer corner of the eye to make it look like of the brows. Sorry, to make it have that natural hair like effect, right? So in case it's not like pigmented, just pick up a little bit again. I usually place my gel at the back of my hands. So I'm creating like tiny hair like stroke on the outer corner. So I go to the next section of the brows, the next side, I did the same thing. So if you notice, I didn't like my outline did not start right from the beginning. It started like in the middle. So to fill in the beginning, I go in with my well sharpened and pointed Davis pencil. When it's well sharpened, it means it should be straight pointed, such that when you're producing your outline, when you're filling in, you just have to touch just once. So I think this system of like doing your eyeshadow before going to the brows is better, because first of all, it helps to minimize the quantity of concealer you use, right, in concealing the brows. That's it. Then it's kind of a bit faster. Yeah. So guys, moving on, for her lips, she wanted me to recreate this particular lip combo. But now look at it, you know, like I said earlier, there's some certain colors that really complements like some kind of makeup look, like goes for like light skinned people, right? So but I just had to do it because I didn't want something that should feel like, oh, maybe I cannot do it, you understand? But deep down in me, I knew that it wasn't going to like match, it wasn't going to like suit her. So I started like outlining the lips using my brown pomade and my angle brush. So after producing my outline, I just use my small lip fluffy brush to just smooth out and blend the line. We don't want any harsh line, sorry. Then I go in with the pink shade. Yeah, can you see how it's already looking terrible? So after applying it, I use my small fluffy brush to blend. And when I'm blending, I make sure I'm blending the line, separating the dark shade and the pink shade. Yeah. So moving on to blush, I'm using my orange shade from my exclusive blush palette. I just apply it around the cheek. Yeah, to give that face some warmth and colors. So after that, I'm going in now with my eyeshadow, my dark eyeshadow, which I use to smooth out the under eye. After doing it thoroughly, then I go in with my fan brush to dust off the excess eyeshadow fallout here before pressing in the setting powder around the under eye and rest contour. So I'm just pressing in the setting powder and making sure. So I don't know, guys, I don't really understand this particular Merak setting powder, but this one doesn't really melt. It doesn't sink into the skin. I don't know if they change their quality or I bought the fake. Yeah, so after blending in thoroughly, use my vanilla fluffy brush. I use my Kiss Beauty setting spray to set and melt down the powder effect, right? So after that, I use my fan to dry it up as always, right? So I'm just drying it up to make sure everything is in place. So moving on to highlighter, I'm using my highlighter from my Blossom Makeup highlighter palette. I just apply on the cheek, the bridge of the nose. I wanted some glow, right? Yeah. So what do you think about the lips, guys? I mean, I don't really like it. It's a no for me. Like after the makeup, she went actually for her photo shoot, graduation photo shoot. I text her because I had the next session with her for her graduation the next day. So I just text her that when next she's coming, just allow me to do what I think is good for her skin. So the next day she came and I did this other look. Can you see how this is better? Yeah, this one is just perfect for her skin. Yeah, thank you also so super much. And what do you think? And let me know at the comment section what you think. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye guys.